defensive end to the split side, we call tight right, and now he would be an inside responsibility guy. So he's going to be inside. He's going to be an outside. So basically now we got the B gap open here, we got the C gap open here. Now with our outside backers, they were on all fours, they were down also, and they were on all fours, and they were going to execute a crawl technique through the outside hip of the tight end. They execute a crawl technique through the outside hip of the tight end. And they're going to try and penetrate in this crawl technique so that I get about a point 2 yards in the backfield before I would ever come off of all fours. So what it would kind of look like if I get over here, where maybe you can see a little better, I'm going to be in all fours, I'm keying the ball inside, and I'm the left guy right now. You want their hips in the air so that you see it. If you're looking at it from over there, you see only the top of the numbers. You don't want to see the top of the numbers there. And I want to come here on the snap of the ball, I want to step here, boom, 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 and scramble up through. Okay? So that I'm penetrating, and if that tight end's trying to come off, I should be taking him back into the backfield by being underneath him with leverage underneath. And again, keying the ball inside, beating him to the punch, taking an open step with that outside, and then bringing it to follow from inside to outside and penetrating up the field. Okay? The support people are basically, if we have a wing to us, and now this guy could be a little wider with the wing. If he's got a wing to him, this backer here can be just slightly wider. The support people are going to be about 1 by 1. If he's got a guy to him, or almost a half yard maybe, he's going to be pretty snug to the ball, but about a yard outside. And he has got a key and read through these two people. Because either of those two people release it, he's got to play that as a pass. Okay? Either of these two releasing, he's got to play it as a pass. The same thing the Z corner is seeing, and he's at about a head up on the, or he's going to be on the outside number, or number 1 here, and he's going to be about 3 to 4 yards deep, depending on the situation. Okay? The two inside linebackers, we're going to be a minimum of 5 yards deep with the front side guy, and about 5.5 deep with the backside guy. Okay? 5 yards with the front side, 5.5 with the backside. So obviously we're hitting everything coming downfield. Now, when I'm a support and I don't have anybody to me, I can back off just a touch more. And again, that'll be a good 1 by 1 alignment on the backside there. Okay? Our coverage is Banjo. What we're saying is he's going to take the first thing outside into the flat. He's going to take the next deepest. He's going to be inside number 3. We're going to work in and out on those guys with these two over here on any flow that way. And that's the coverage we're going to play. Banjo. So again, if I were to draw it on the bottom here and draw a route, he's up the field. He's going to cushion and hang. He's going to wheel. We get this guy to the flat. Now he would work here. He'd be able to come back down. He would work there. He'd be trying to run that guy to the corner. We'd be trying to run it out here to the corner. We got play action here. Play action. He's to the flat. He's blocking in here. He's going to be running here. He's going to try and cushion and hold and basically let the safety run. And then he can come up if he feels the safety in position. If the fullback would stay inside, then the safety would have to take the fullback. But what we're going to do is just zone the areas of the field. 2, 3. Okay? Any questions there? If we had back set over this way, for example, we got back set here. We get weak side here, boom here, here, fast flow to the flat like that. He's going to cushion and take it. He's going to have to over-under run it. And that's the tough. This guy's got the toughest job. But again, his key has got to be that guy. That guy's going here. I'm coming right now to the tight end, getting ready to play pass. Okay? Coming right now to the tight end, getting ready to play pass. There's got to be, yeah,
the inside backer, left inside backer, Is he playing 5 yards off or 5 yards away from that wing wide receiver?
5 yards
No,
off the line of scrimmage.
5 yards off the line of scrimmage. The other one is 3.5?
5.5.
5.5.
5.5. I always wanted to have our guys staggered so that if anybody miskeys or misreads, we're at different levels, so we don't run into each other. Okay? And that was constant throughout the defense. All right, so we got the backer back in here. We're in there with this guy, and that's how we're going to play the pass action. Now, on the runs, again, you got your gap responsibility here. So he's hitting it here. He's backside. He's inside. He's here. He's folding in that gap. He's always the top-off guy. So if you get isolation play, he spills it. He's your extra player as the corner. He's outside, squeezing it. Boom, ball's coming in here. He's going over the top to top it off. Safety's out. Z corner's outside in. He's spilling the ball. So that's how you get your extra guy. We got a spill, top off, extra player, fold. Okay? And that's how it kind of works out. All right, so you get the extra guy to the football. If they should happen to run the ball the other way, maybe even again, we got tight. Let's just say we still have tight this way. So we're up here, we're in here. We're in here now. He's going to squeeze the ball because he's got the Z corner away from him. He's working here. He's now the top off guy. He's squeezed. You still have the support man able to fill both sides working there. Like that.
You just send the corner with them when they motion across?
They motion across, yeah, the Z corner would just run. He runs in front of the backers because they've got such depth. He runs in front of the backers. He gets ready to set up. The support knows he's got the first thing to the flat, so that guy needs to stop there. The Z corner inside, put it down here. Backer, support, backer. Get motion across. He runs. If he would go fast to the flat, he would take it. He takes the next inside zone. Now he becomes the strong backer with matching on 3. So anything like this to the flat here, here like this. Maybe they go there. He widens and takes the first thing. Now the Z corner would take the second thing. And now the back would have to run underneath number 3. But you're always putting the pressure on that backer, on that number 3 guy. But you should get some help for him by holding off. And if they release him right now, the Z corner may end up on him, and you may end up having to relate to the back. But that's the coaching point always. You got to be able to get in position to cover the tight end on the corner and run underneath it. But by keying the backfield flow, if that kind of guy comes right now, that's taking you right to the pass action. You know, no matter what they're doing. And that's the good part. So it's all consistent.
Marvin, you get longer motion by that flanker, the Z corner, go ahead.
Then we would
and
just
run all the way
exchange,
through.
right? Yeah, if it wouldn't seem, and that's something like, see, if we had a wide receiver in there, then you might have an extra DB in the game. It's one of the supports instead of a backer as the other backer support. You might put another corner or another safety in this weak support, and that way, if they would open up that side, we'd have that guy there. Now, our rule, if they opened it up as a base, they opened up this, say, with the receiver. They had a receiver in the game, and we had 2 backers in there. The Z corner took it here, and all we did was we had support and support, and that backer just stood up now. Tight that way, so we're in here, tight. He's rushing, and we just have the support come over.
What if you see a single back or a trade?
Single back, they would give us a single back set, and that weak side backer would make the adjustment, or we. Wing.
Well, I mean, even where they're spread out, no tight end or something, or one tight
Well,
end.
they got tight ends in the game.
They have maybe one.
Well, we wouldn't be in goal line defense.
Unless they,
Yeah. You wouldn't be in goal line defense unless, you're looking to get that, that type of, at least 2 tight ends in the game. And a lot of times 3 tight ends in the game in order to get this. But say they had this here. And all we're going to do here is just move this backer here. So it'll be like that. I got him a little bit wide. He wouldn't have to be quite that wide, because he'd be on the inside. This guy would be on the outside shoulder. He's about right here. And just balancing up. We go tight that way to make sure that he could fill that gap. And this backer now could cheat just a touch, so he could hit the B gap with the inside here. Okay? Now, the next thing we did after that is goal line double core. In a double core, these guys are locked here. The Z corner has that guy, and the backers have the backs. We're going to bring the support. He's got a stationary wing. He comes to his outside hip. Okay? If I get flow away, my job is to check boot and play action before I get into chase mode on it away from me. Okay? So now we're manning up these guys. We're bringing the supports. If they would yo-yo motion, now he can spill that and go to contain. We're playing inside here. He's still in the same charge, and these guys are inside. So the gaps that are open is the C gaps, and linebackers are scraping on. Actually, this guy's going to fit inside. You know, if any doubt, he's going to play inside, and we're going to scrape over the top. Okay? So that was the first change up to goal line banjo when you feel like you're going to get, it's a good thing versus play action pass and those type of, pass actions where they feel like they got you, and now they're going to play action. Now you got the guy screaming off the back edge at him.
Oh, you got a tight end who releases their backer?
These tight end backers have them.
They're still down to 4.
Yeah, well, Kevin didn't like playing it from the 4, so he would sometimes get you 2. But I think you can do it from the 4 because you're coming up and you're getting control of the guy right now. You want to come up and get control of the guy. And whatever you feel like you need to do, but your number one job is coverage. You are now a cornerback. You can't ask him to do both things. This guy, as he comes to the football, he's going to help defend the C gap. You got to come thin enough to help that gap. Their number one job is to control and knock the hell out of that tight end and cover him. And if they do that physically, they can't worry about the running game. The only worry we have towards the running game is them coming off the ball and controlling that guy by knocking the hell out of him. Okay? Any questions there?
Both backers do the same, but only the left side backer controls that tight end. The right side backer
No,
just
they're
goes
both
to
doing
the
the same.
gap.
They're
Right
here.
there.
They're both doing the same. They both have the tight end. Both of these tight end backers have.
Don't let him release.
Well, eventually he's gonna get out of there, but they both have that. They have their guy. Okay.
Stay with him.
Yeah, they've got a man to man.
Okay.
Okay. Now, if they should happen to give us any type of motion here, once we're set, he just takes it. We run it. If they line up funny, then we would just check back to banjo. Any type of a lot of alignments, we just check back to banjo to make the adjustments we need to make. Okay. And the last thing we did is goal line bonsai. It just was like it sounds. Z corner there. We're under. Bringing support. He's a scrape. These guys are topping anything off over the top. They're scraping. And it's not when we're coaching those backers in those situations. If I'm the front side backer, I bring the football back inside, and the other guy's coming inside out and scraping with me. Okay? So if there's any doubt in my mind, I'm that front side backer, I got to bring the ball back. They run any type of run and play here, I got to bring the football back. And that's very important. Any questions on that?
What if the tight end goes out to pass the right side?
Bonds up. They're going to go get ready to get their placement protection team or block team in there. We only hope you got to get, these guys have got to get there. If there is a pass, we're hoping they get there. But I mean, it's first and 1 on the 1 yard line. You may be in this defense, okay? And or fourth and one from that half-inch line or whatever may be in this defense.
We usually do an opposite backer blitz.
No, we've never done that. We did that one time against Kansas City a couple years ago in the playoffs, and they tossed the ball and scored. Bad. But I mean, I know a lot of people that will run the backers through the B gaps and take the tight ends with those guys, or take the tight ends just running with your coverage that way. And there's other things you can do, but we haven't done much of that because it may complement some of the other things we did. But in the NFL, we have so few snaps at goal line defense. We're looking at maybe 10 or 12 a season, if that. And we've been very good at goal line run defense. Our goal line passes suffer because we play such good. In Banjo, we haven't played the pass as well. In fact, this year I think we had 2 running touchdowns against us, 10 or 12 snaps, and we had 7 pass touchdowns of 10 or 12 snaps. So the percentage was not very good as far as defending the pass. But those were the things we did. They were sound. What we can do now is take a little look at them on tape. And again, if you got any questions, stop me.
Marvin, Cora, both of you.
Here's first and 1-on-1. But we're in Banjo, I believe, here. We end up being offside. You see the alignment. Now, taking this back. This is not what we want from Brad 95 here. He's kind of ad-libbing a little bit, almost coming like a blitz. He's almost playing like outside. And that's the one thing, we get so tendency-oriented, and we tell our guys something, well, we got to be right because they're sure to help them play it. If we tell the guy generally when they motion across, they're going to run the football, well, you know that he's going to play the damn thing. And here he comes. You see this is a good look from behind. You see the alignments. Trying to change the line of scrimmage with everybody up front. Top off guy is 99. Does a good job here.
Or 37 be taking them on with the other shoulder.
Yeah, he better contain the ball. Let me see what he did here. See, he should, 37 should let 25 play, and he should play off of 25. Because he's the Z corner. He shouldn't be up there that quick. He should let the support man, or the support man should be more aggressive. Huh?
He can go underneath that block.
Did the wing go inside? Yeah, if the wing went inside, yes. Wing blocked inside here, blocked down inside, so now he can fill the next block. That's correct. Would you like the support man to be more aggressive? Z corner is beating you with a punch. And this is what happens when you don't. See, this is what happens again. The Z corner becomes more aggressive. The support guy's not very good. Now we got DB in here. We played this was the last game of the year 2 years ago. We didn't play a lot of our guys, so we had a DB in there instead of Greg. That support. You see what happens is support's a little soft, and then the Z corner jumps up in there where he's not supposed to be. He should contain the ball. If he contains the block there, 51 makes the tackle. But we end up spending 2 defenders for 1 blocker. Nature of the beast. Yeah,
Guard, press that guard, almost
Would you say the key to that would be the outside backers crawling in,
very
containing?
important, that's right. Very important is the outside backers crawl and they cause disruption and they get 2 people. And what you're doing there, yes.
But then at that point, the tailback, he's got to make his decision. Is he going to go out or go in?
Right. And then if he goes out, you got to bubble it outside.
He goes out, he hits support.
Right. Here's a good look here because it's good by the outside backer on this one. We had him standing up here because we were looking for a little bit more pass from these guys. But he does a pretty good job of getting back there, holding the point, and we just scrape across the top. Now here's a good look at when we don't get it contained right. We got everybody should hold leverage. Tight end back, he's a little bit under, but you see he's still knocking that guy back in the backfield. But we got enough guys here that if everybody contains it, see, we end up having the guy throw back. Instead of we talked about pushing the other night, push, and stay in your leverage, they got no play. But when you try to come back and do somebody else's job, they can score. Probably have tight left on here. The 99 here gets a little bit too far inside. Now this is Bond guy. Banjo. What I talked about here, Greg Lloyd, he knows the back set away where they're running, so he already stacked himself off the ball. Here's what you talked about. Here's an excellent job by the tight end backer. Look at this. Tight end backer on this side. See him driving that guy back? Which gives those linebackers inside a point to work off of. Now here's a great job here, just for the backers. We're getting under a little bit too far now with Kevin. Actually, this one might be too far. Just turned out a little bit. But it's a pretty good job by the backers getting through there and everybody hitting it. Greg coming from behind, he's a little bit too fast, way too fast. Change of strength. Good job by the support man here. That guy's motioning to him, so he's still with the core guy. See corners over the top, backers breaking there, the other backers the three foot.
Now, in this play, the support on the left side, he committed, he automatically just went in.
He can go underneath and spill because the guy came in motion to
Right.
him.
Which came outside of him.
Well, yeah, we've got the Z corner coming outside
Right.
to spill over the top of him. Again, just staying regular defense here. We've had what we call a surge look, where we put the backer up on the tight end, put the end outside. We get the lineman screwed up here. We got the wrong side blitz and so forth. They run the option for 2-point play. Blitz speed. And actually, we kind of got a combo blitz. We got one guy in the A, one guy in the B. Okay, bear with me, and I'll try and get to the line passes on this other tape. Wasn't too bad. See, that's very painless here. All right. Goal line passes. Okay, we got Banjo. You'll see all it takes. The support really is not that bad, but then he loses his leverage right there. You know, he should be playing either those two guys release, and he should be playing the wide. Oh, throw and catch right there. And he gets caught up and misses that. Backer still should get a piece out of it. He should still be backed up by the support a little bit.
So you should check him at the line of scrimmage?
The backer, we'd like to run into that fullback because he's got to spill him anyway versus the run or squeeze him based on his responsibilities. So he ought to be hitting him anyway. But the support guy ought to be able to, has got to read that that's a pass. Here's a little better job, and we should still cushion a little bit more. We're not very good with the backer because his back, once they motion over, they've created a near set here. That guy's going right to the flat. We got to go right to the tight end, and we get lucky here with him coming back and breaking it up. The guy bobbles it. You see, 99 now should boom, pass, go right to the tight end. He's got his eyes back in the backfield. Banjo, again, the support on the top, you see? I mean, he's in decent shape. Tough job, no question about it, tough job. See the angle in the back, he goes right to the tight end, a lot better relationship. Well, I don't think we're going to keep him from defending any of these. First one to pass on the goal line is pussy anyway. Every time we do our install goal line of drainage, and then first play the offense would run, we run it, we get that, that's for we're supposed to be tough, and the first thing we do is pass. Again, this was about the only time in our defense we played without a free safety. We were zero blitz down here, just in order, because there's no reason for a free safety.
The combo is blitz.
Combos, we're going to double. We're going to double. And against these guys, I believe we're going to double the guy away from Woodson. So whoever Woodson had, he was singled up with double whoever Dion had. So that's why we got his guy running in motion. So we got the combo on him, so we're taking our free safety out the middle. And we would set those rules up depending on who we were playing. So the last play that game. Okay, now we're going to play with the whole player. So we're not going to combo, so we'll have an extra player and a free safety. See the whole player coming up. So again, we're getting 6 people in the box. Backer's going to take the back. Once he delays, we go to inside leverage. If he were offset, we go outside leverage and use the whole player. Okay. That. Order. Okay, what I wanted to do, what I wanted to do was then go down. Anybody have any questions on goal line? What I wanted to do was spend a little bit of time and talk to you about what we did in the red zone.
Excuse me, Coach. Mark?
Yeah.
If the receiver goes in motion, is that corner or support? Support stays and corner goes.
Corner goes. Corner goes. Now, unless they had the formation where I showed you with the receiver on one side and 2 tight ends on the other, then that would be corner out, Z corner, support running. So we make that adjustment. All right. As far as red zone goes, instead of writing those big guys again. basic thing we did with red zone was we're going to play what we call two red zone. We're going to play with tight defense. We called it tight will meet two red zone. Tight will meet two red zone. And what we're going to do here, this is going to be a rip Liz zone, where we're going to change rushers based on strength. So right now it's going to be a rip. We're going to rush here. This backer's responsibility, he's going to play backer force now. We're going to take either 2 or 3 if he goes to the flat. Now I'm going to be responsible to take him to the flat. If he goes to the flat, I've got him. The corner is going to move and play an inside responsibility on number 1. The safety is going to read number 2. If number 2 goes to the flat, then he can look to help number 1. If number 2's up the field, he's going to be outside responsibility on that man. All right. If the fullback, the backer now, his responsibility is he has inside and shallow of 2 and 3, and the safety has over the top and deep of 2 and 3. So we're complementing the kind of switching around responsibilities that we had before in 2 cover, where he was always deep and he was always running. Now we're telling him he has anything shallow and inside of 2 and 3.
Are the linebackers staggered?
Pardon me?
Are the linebackers staggered?
As far as depth, yeah, this guy's usually going to be, it's going to be 4.5 yards deep. Okay? Is that it different? Yeah, thank you. All right. The free safety over here now, he's going to play basically the weak side inside of numbers between 2 and 1. And the corner is going to play outside of 1, reading inside for 2 to the flat. Okay? This backer is going to play inside of 2. And again, he's inside and shallow of 2 and 3. He's got 2 or 3 to the flat, and he's basically inside of 1. Okay?
We're in cover 2 then.
We're in a 2 red zone. We're playing a little, we're cheating the coverage pretty good here.
You still cloud force, Marvin? That's it.
Yeah, still cloud force. We're cloud force here, we're backer force here. Yeah, we're backer force here. Okay? We're backer force here. And in this, he's playing backer. He's going to take anything to the flat, so we're inside shallow. All right, now, if we change the strength motion here, when we change strength, all we're doing is changing rusher. This backer's coming off. He's playing outside of number 2, just like the other guy was here. All right, you're playing outside of 2 here. We're going to
The backside backers rushing.
Yeah, we're going to a Liz call here. This backer's moving down. He's got Liz. We're going to cloud. Now he becomes weak, so he plays outside of 1, plays inside of 2. He's inside of 2. We're playing inside and shallow of 2 and 3. We're playing outside of 2, and we're playing basically an inside technique. He's playing over the top of 2 and 3. So we're flipping the strength over from where we were and flipping it back the other way. Okay, we're going from strong one side to strong the other. And what it's giving you the ability to do is when you get a lot of the combination routes here, the back underneath, and maybe the hook here, he's able to play that, he's able to rob that. You get this backer sitting here, and you got him working underneath. We got the outside backer working on number 2 to the flat. We got the corner and the free safety bracketing here. We got the inside backer working back on the angle route, because he has no vertical threat there to worry about in this defense.
Does the free safety got deep third?
No, this safety here now becomes the deepest of 2 and 3 over here. This corner again is playing inside technique. Once number 2 goes to the flat, now the corner can work the outside leverage because he knows he's going to pick up his free safety help.
What if both wide receivers go
vertical?
Yeah, go deep.
Yeah, if they both go vertical, again, I'll just align them in the slot here. Corner's working there. Safety's working over top of 2. This backer's going to jam 2, make him go inside. Now the safety's working on him. The backer's starting here. If he's got a back sitting inside or coming through, he's staying inside and playing him. Okay? So you get that matched up, and it turns into almost a quarters type concept over there when you get 2 vertical. Okay? I get too vertical. Now, what complements this, and it's really not a whole hell of a lot different than how we've been talking about playing the 6 coverage over here with the quarter. With the quarter, half. And the only difference is now we're defining that weak side corner. Instead of playing a soft technique, he's now playing more aggressive technique, cover 2 here. On the weak side, we're still reading over top of 2. Now we're taking this guy to the flat. Now we're going inside here, and he's still playing inside 2 receiver hook. So it kind of complements the 2, and this is a little better. If we felt like we were getting more run game, inside run, and we want to take care of the run, now we'd rather be reduced down. We'd rather be in this front and play 6 to 3. Okay? So those two kind of complement each other, and will show up, if we go through this tape, will show up the most. But tight will meet 2 red zone, we're changing it. We didn't do a lot of different coverages in the red zone. We wanted to be good at the ones we did, and had a chance to match up and play the routes all the time. You know, play the combination of routes you get. Any questions there?
Marv, on the that tight will meet 2 red zone, on the strong side, is this, what would be the difference between that coverage and quarter half?
The only difference would be, the only difference that we would have,
What was the question, Coach?
what was the difference on the strong side of this, the 2 red zone, as opposed to the quarter, half coverage? The difference of the backer buzzing is first of all the main difference. Okay, because their technique there is basically the same. The strong safety's technique is pretty much the same technique. And on the weak side now, he had the same rule and over there. So it's basically a change for here and here. This coverage is a little bit more positive, the 6 coverage in the flat, where the other coverage is more read and pick up guys to the flat as they come out. So it's more quarters concept in the 2 red zone. And over here, because of the way we play our backer, that's the biggest change. But we're going to give, in the 2 red zone coverage, we're not giving that corner much help. But in this coverage, we can give the corner some help. And that's the biggest difference. Biggest change there.
When you, some teams gone to a 4 wide receiver set, how would you do that?
Well, if they're in 4 wide receivers, we're going to have our dime on the field. Let's just put the back at home, per se. We would have to declare a strength. But then we're going to play the same, a version of the 2 red zone based on the strength call. And maybe we're saying the strength there, or the back stepping this way. Now we're going to go strong. He's going to go outside 2. He's going to work the inside leverage on 1. He's going to play the top off of 2 and 3, which basically he has no free threat. All right. He's going to play inside and relate to number 3. He'll take anything. If he goes to the flat, he'll take him. If he goes up the field, he'll jam and play the next inside receiver. He's going to play inside. He's going to play outside of 2, and he's going to play over top of 1. Okay, so we're going to play a soft 2 technique here. We're going to play inside here. We're going to play outside here. So we're getting the same coverage. We're just doing it with different people.
I want to be set up for a pick. Like, say the outside receiver comes underneath, he does like a 20-yard out.
Now, remember now where you're at now. You're in the red zone. Okay? So again, you know, basically we're going to be in basically around the 15 or so on in. So you're only talking about 25 yards of field. Okay, at the most. And again, what you say, number 1 coming in?
But yeah, he was coming in like on a slight slant. Just trying to look at the coverage.
Well, see, he's still going to be working across the top here. You still have the corner sitting and the safety still being able to bracket. As soon as number 2 goes outside, now you got the safety looking to wheel. He'll actually wheel and flip on number 1. So you still get it bracketed. But again, you're talking about less field to work with. So a lot of the stuff this is good. You're matching this up closer to man-to-man when you get in the red zone. It's a basic theory. is in all your zones, you want to slow your pedal down, you want to max things up closer, and that's what we're trying to get done more than anything, is to max things closer once we got down into the red zone. Take a look through a couple of these. Okay, they're in a near set, so it's strong left at the top. We're going to match with the backer on the guy to the flat. Now with number 3 going to the flat right now, the inside backer's got to carry 2, and you see him doing that. He's carrying 2 vertically up the field because, again, he has the inside and shallow of 2 and 3. And that's the inside guy of 2 and 3, and that's his first read. And number 3 is already to the flat, so he's carrying it and he's running with it. Got strong left, a rip call, going to a lives call. Here's a good look at like we talked today about 7 coverage with that backer, picking up the tight end crosser. Now I get the safety in this coverage because we're playing with such shallower depths. He's able to help on the fullback in the flat and come off of the crosser.
So, Marvin, even though that you're clouding on that weak side, because of the width, are you saying the corner, you go with the fade, you're not going to come off and make the safety go, or how you do that?
We're going to, because of the width there, exactly right. The safety's going to have to come up and play that inside zone. If it was reduced, then we'd play harder cloud. And all he make a call there is make a zone it or keep it the same.
So it's up to the safety, you got to make that call,
Right, he's
why
gotta make
it's
the call.
cloud.
Right. Here we're changing strength there. We got strong left. We're going over to strong right.
Green isn't coming in that.
They blew call. To the end, didn't get out the contain on the right. Kevin, well, you know what? Kevin played it as well. He thought it was good to put it. Did they play action? He thought it was a screen. He actually kind of rushed him, but he thought they were doing something tricky. He got the call. He ought to be rushing it. Okay, here we go, and you'll see how the ball get into it. They kind of, this is a good job by them of hitting the weakness of our coverage here. The thing that has to occur here is we've got to get that backer's got to run through with that guy. And again, the safeties show up, or again, based on the split, the corner being in more of a harder cloud technique. You see, 94 now should carry the receiver all the way through. They're just getting a strong to weak crosser.
So when they saw that shallow release, would they be making a call?
Oh, they should just call the crosser across, and we'll take the crosser with our strong player until we get it, and until somebody, a defender, calls us off.
What defense was that?
This is still 2 red zones.
So how come that safety's coming up? He just
Yeah, they ran
read
straight
it
up.
wrong?
Yeah,
Him and said it Lewis. He ran up the field.
yeah, he just got influenced. Well, the corner can come, see, because he's got nobody to play. Corner's in the flat, so he can come. The safety is the one that can play. strong right, a strong left. We just got to make the tackle here, obviously. Okay, here's the touchdown. Got to be more outside conscious here with the outside backer. So you get so far down inside, and they do a good job of optioning back away, and they soften up that corner. We got to be more aggressive with the outside backer. Sorry. Be more outside conscious. With that tight a split, be more outside conscious. So as he comes off, we want to work to his outside number here. This is different than because we're in backer force here, so it'll be a little different responsibility. Work to the outside number. See, as soon as he sits down like that, now the corner and the safety we got to go ahead and play. The corner play there, the outside backer really run hard outside, and the safety play hard inside. But it's a pretty good route against that particular coverage. And it's the weakness of the route where the coverage is pretty good. Good execution by them as well. Here, good look at it, take it back here. Here's a good picture, see, of the safety. See the safety showing inside and then working back into the slant area. And the quarterback then not wanting to throw the ball in there. Here's a better picture of the ball going weak side. The corner doing a better job of reading it. Should get a little bit more adjustment by the backer. Now here we'll get a foo bar. It should be strong the other way, or strong this way. And with the backer, we get it confused. Should have a wrist. Cover the base. Base fronts we're going to be in, and we had basically have used two fronts. Dime shade, where we're going to be a 3 and a 1, basically to the tight end. All right, 3 and a 1 to the tight end. Put them in a 3 wide receiver set there. Going to show the two shell as much as possible. And in this case here, with the shade, the backer most of the time should have it drawn a little bit further over. It'll be over there, stacked right behind the 1. The dime will be inside in relationship to what the situation is. More of a run type situation, they'll be in here more pass type situation, they'll be a little wider. It'll be over here, move with the backer. And a lot of times we'll show these guys over here and then the matter of everybody stemming. But we want to show a 3 and a 1. We want to dictate versus in run type situations. If we call this, we want to make sure we know where those 2 guys are. You know, we don't want them, pass rushing and so forth. When we call shade, or as I get down here, dime gap or dime plus, we want these guys playing run. We don't want them racing up the field. We want the 7 technique. Instead of this guy being outside, we got him in the 7 technique in those defenses. We want them to play run first and react to the pass. So again, to line this up here, the run type situation will be lined up there like that. All right, that's where we're going to work everything from. Okay. Now, at that point, now we'll work a lot of coverage things. Probably the first one to defend the run is we're going to play some sort of inside safety zone. And the easiest one for us to do is if is go what we call 58 inside strong. So we're going to go inside strong. We're going to bring the safety up based on the strength here. So we'll bring the safety up in here. We got our nickel player working here. Then we would cheat the backer away, and he'd be basically an A-gap player. We'd cheat him outside to a force position, and the free safety goes in the middle of the field. So we're just playing 3 deep zone with the safety coming up and working the same thing that we've done in the base 3-4. Again, let me put it on a different. So we got the nickel, the dime, the backer would then stem away, safety rock up, corner, free safety back, corner back to 1/3. Okay? Corner back to 1/3. So we're going to be in inside safety zone. We're going to get the 8th player up in the box here. We got our nose either in the tilt or in the shade, but he ought to be able to draw 2 blocks. We get to put the backer into the A gap. Now, with these guys, these rules, if I'm 2 or away, and we make what we call a Ralph Larry call. If I'm 2 or away from the Ralph Larry, if I'm to the Ralph Larry, I'm going to buzz, and away from the Ralph Larry, I play curl flat. And we may change that up week to week. The linebacker always has the zone away from the call, so he's got the weak hook. He's going to use a key drop technique where I'm going to start out and I'm going to read number 2 weak. If number 2 weak is releasing, I'm going to continue. If he's blocking, now I'll swing back to 3 strong. Okay? So if he's blocking, I'll swing back to 3 strong. Now, I've got the back offset far. Maybe with the far back offset, that's a pass tendency. Okay? And you're playing, say, in our case, Buffalo. And they got Thurman Thomas set over there far. They got 8 out of 10 times it's a pass. So then we'll have our safety. He'll hold. His disguise a lot longer. And then he's just going to sit down in the 10 to 12 yard area and play pass from there. If the back's at home, we may tell him we want you up here at linebacker depth, and then he needs to get up in that 6 to 7 yard area to snap the football. And again, just based on the tendency of what they do out of the set, if they're giving you both looks. If they're in trips, now we're going to bring the safety zone over here. The nickel is always weak. The dime is always, or the nickel is always strong. The dime is always weak. Again, the same thing with the safety. Based on the backfield alignment and the formation will dictate how deep or how shallow he gets on his alignment and where we want him at the snap of the football. So now he's got this zone. It's a Larry call. The backer has the hook away. He's got the curl flat. He's got the buzz. Free safety still going to center field. Okay? So a Again, you're picking up your 8th defender in the box. If you ran this with shade, we could also run it with just straight dime, and now our guys could get out there and rush. Now you talk about more pass situation.
So you would do this if it was 3rd and 6 and you thought they might run?
More like, yeah, 3rd and 4, 3rd and 3 to 4. And we thought there was a chance they might run. And again, the other thing to do is, is to play more 2 coverage look, and I'll show you that here.
Hey, Coach, what would be the reason that your one wide player, your nickel, is going to go to widening out your numbers, whereas your diamond will curl to wide?
Because we're setting with a guy with deeper responsibility here, so we felt like that guy is going to help the corner more. In other words, we're over here, we're working with the linebacker. Okay, over here we thought we could, by cheating this guy and getting him out there wider to the flat right now, we can have the safety sit and hold deeper on number 2. Okay, so the 2 to, basically the corner's playing a looser 1/3, where here you got to play a little tighter 1/3 because you're working with the backer, so any combination, particularly if it's 2 and 2. If it's trips, it's obviously not a big deal. But if it's 2 and 2 like we had up here, and we're working over here, we can buzz this. Now we get this guy hanging on 2 more. Okay, and over here we got to play basically 1/3 zone, and you're working with the backer coming to you. And that's why we changed the 2 techniques. We felt like we're giving the one corner help by taking away the out, and then we're hanging the safety inside to help him on the post of the curl. So he can play at least for 1/3. The double moves and things like that should never be a problem for him. Okay. So again, those are our. That was the basis of our 3D zone stuff. And then if we got the 2D coverage. Your 2D coverage will complement everything that you're doing with the 3D. So now we're going to play a weak and strong based on the strength. And again, our corner now is still reading through 2. If we're the strong corner and we get 2 up the field, we know right now I'm playing pass and I'm sinking inside 1. I'm going to basically man-to-man inside number 1. The nickel player is working to an outside leverage on number 2. Safety's working a deep 1/2. The backers know he has to carry any 2 or 3 up the field vertically, as long as 1's up the field. So we're cheating the zone this way. If number 2 goes to the flat, the nickel's going to take him. If number 2's up the field, he's collapsing with him, he's turning him over to the backer, he's waiting to relate to the next thing. So if you get a lot of back offset, combination routes where he's clearing here, he's to the flat, and he's hooking, you get the corner sinking under number 1, the nickel player taking the back to the flat, and the backer working inside number 2, working up the field with the safety over the top. And you kind of get the strong side, again, combination stuff handled, just like we're doing in the Oakland defense. Okay? On the back side, we're again playing the weak side of cover 2, where we're playing a vertical hook responsibility, where he's reading 2 out to 1 to make sure if 1's up the field, if 2's up the field, checking 1, if he's up, now I'm running. The corner knows if he gets 2 up the field, he wants to play softer, he can harden him if he comes to the flat. And your safety's playing over the top 1/2. Okay, so again, we're playing a weak and strong concept with that. And then what we'll do based on the threat of number 2, we've taken our nickel and basically dogged him on number 2 and done different things that way. And
What do you use to determine strength?
in this, 2 wideouts. If it's 4 wideouts, we'll declare a guy or the offset back, depending on what, as you look at what they do. But here it's the 2 wide receivers declare strength. Okay, 2 wide receivers. Now, if they motion or go to trips, and again, we kind of fool around with doing this a lot of different ways as far as the alignment of the nickel and the backer. Sometimes we'll take the nickel, the backer over, and leave the dime backside just to kind of to screw up a tendency of what we've been doing. And now we're still playing strong here, so he's playing a sink, he's playing a squat, he's playing the buster technique, so he has the first thing to the flat. He's playing the inside and deepest of 2 and 3. He's playing 1/2, 1/2. Now he's our vertical hook player, he's our squat player. So we're getting the same combination strong now, we're just bringing the dime over to do it. So if we get vertical up the field, he's running, he goes to the flat, he picks him up, he's sinking under 1. We're jamming and we're playing inside and running there.
If they ran motion out of that, would you run the nickel with them or the dime over?
We run the nickel. We run the nickel, we go strong right. Okay? We go strong right. So again, the way we play 2 cover allows you to jump on the strong side combination routes pretty good and get an extra defender in there. By sinking that corner underneath, taking the guy to the flat, you get a lot of pressed out stuff that people like to run, you know. So you got to, and this complements man under. When you play man under, now you're inside and then running everything away from you. And you play the 2 cover the way we play 2 cover really complements that, because now you got number 2 strong working to an outside leverage here. And he's playing there. You guys play the Steelers, right?
Yeah.
We don't play. You don't play us.
No.
Okay. No, that worked. That's great. So we're working to an outside leverage here, which is really going to complement if you were playing man under. You know, you're playing man under, press out, and those type things are good routes. But you're playing this, when he presses out, that guy's overrunning him. He comes back inside and options, this guy's sitting inside him. So they complement each other with the coverage, which is good. And then then to really throw another wrinkle is zone automatic. And what we're going to do here is we're going to check this coverage based on the formation. So we're 2 and 2. Should put over here a little more. But 2 and 2 formation now, we're going to play quarters. 2 and 2 formation like this, we're going to play quarters. So we're going to jam and work on number 2 outside in. We're going to play 3 receiver hook with the backer. We're going to work the outside leverage on 2 here, and we're going to be reading 2, reading inside of 1, reading inside of 2, reading inside of 1. Okay? So we're going to play a quarters concept in the back with 2 and 2. If they motion across the trips, and we just go to a route or Larry zone, the way I got it here, he slides out. He's got the buzz. He goes to 1/3. He comes up, plays the Larry technique. He goes to the back in here, 1/3. He's got the curl flat. He's our key dropper because they've gone to trips. If this guy blocks, he swings back to 3 strong. If he releases, we get ready to play the high-low concept weak. Okay? So what we've done is we've combination of quarters and taken the Ralph Larry thing that we were playing 58 inside strong. I think it gives you the best thing against both worlds, okay? Because you get in quarters, the one thing when they get the trips, you're a little bit concerned with the backside guy, is how you're playing that, how you're playing number 3 if you get 4 verticals when you're in quarters, and this kind of complements it and gives you a 3 zone, and you got that taken care of. You got 2 there. And then we played some what we call 54, which would be just quarters versus all formations. And so that kind of gives you kind of a coverage breakdown of how we kind of set things up and work them on 3rd down. But the biggest thing I think is what I started with first was the 58 inside strong is a good thing to stop the run. And using him as the 8th defender up in there. So those 2 things, and then the 2 deep zone on 3rd down.
Marvin, what would you do when they have those tight clusters, like 3 receivers in a, just go like that zone on that.
Yeah, if we got like a bunch, should open that other box here. If we got a bunch deal here, then we'd like to be in some sort of inside safety zone. And the reason being here, and also the 2 coverage is not bad, but you get that safety working up into here. You got him working on the outside. You got him working on the deepest level. You got the free safety working here. A lot of times, because they're bunching over here, they're releasing, free releasing, so you pick this guy up, working on the shallow option. You get some sort of combination there like that. So he's working there. He's holding on the corner. He's bracketing this side of the option. He's bracketing the inside of the option. And you got the dime player backside. You see what I'm getting at there? So we like that type of stuff. The way we play 2 cover, it's also not bad against this. And they get them bunched up in there because you got the nickel outside. The corner basically will play almost like the same because he'll sink and he'll play off of what's going on there. So let's run the option here. Let's take him to the flat. Let's maybe run him behind it. So he'll play there, he'll play that. And then you got the backer or the dime in this case. Dime will be working and play on that right now. And you got the backer still sitting backside, depending on what's happening with the back. He gets 4 strong, he can lean that way also. So you get the same thing matched up based on whatever. You get this guy running the flat, nickels all over. You got the corner bracketing, whatever happening there. You may get double inside. Now the corner's squeezing it down, and you have the dime being able to overplay that because the safety, again, a lot of times in this defense, you're going to pick up the safety a lot quicker against these formations because they're not running a lot of people vertically. So the safety has nothing, he's going to start to his sprint point, and then he's going to be sitting down and be able to relate to those routes a little closer, and you still have the back of the backside, which enables the dime player to really overcommit this here because the backer's still sitting backside. And so, I mean, those 2 things really complement each other. And so what we don't want to do is a lot of man-to-man where they can get you rubbed and picked out of there. If we get in caught with a man-to-man situation, a lot of times what people will do is they'll put the tight end out here on the ball and then bring the receivers here. If we're in a man-to-man situation, what we're going to do is we're going to play levels. We're going to get this guy up on number 2, per se, okay? We're going to back this corner off. We're going to back the dime off here. So we're going to be able to read and play the route. So we're going to take this here and take that away. And now as he comes up, be able to work really and pass these 2 things off with these 2 guys. So they're going to play almost a zone concept in there and almost what we call a sambo there between those 2 players. And you still got your free safety, basically working over the top. Okay. So by doing that, or strong safety if it's man underneath, but by doing that, you got a chance to you got one guy you take away, and then you got the other 2 guys bracketed. And by doing that like that, by playing level, and get good work with that. But we don't play a lot of man. We didn't play a lot of man on 3rd down, so we didn't get it. We don't get in that situation very much, which is good. All right. Are there any other questions about those things there? All right. Be back again when? All right.